Welcome to the New World Order Showcase Podcast. Your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist. Couldn't be more excited to have you join us today. On this podcast, we celebrate the champions of change, the up-and-coming life, health and transformational coaches who are fearlessly stepping forward to make a difference in the world. Get ready for inspiring stories, practical tips, and powerful moments that will motivate you to make a positive change in your life and those around you. We're happy to have you join us on this incredible journey as we dive into the world of life, health, and transformational coaches who are lighting up the path towards a better tomorrow.
Hi, and welcome to the New World Order Showcase program. Today we're speaking with MaryPatFitzGibbons. MaryPat has 50 years of nursing experience throughout the country. She provides treatment and education in energy healing. MaryPat has been a Healing Touch Certified Practitioner since 1996 and a Certified Instructor since 1999. She graduated from Brennan School of Healing in 2000. She is a certified nurse coach through AHNA in 2008. She completed ACC certifications through ICE, International Coaching Federation, in 2021, and has been teaching HT in New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Puerto Rico. She's now living, practicing, and teaching in Fort Myers, Florida. On a more traditional note, MaryPat has experience in CCU and ICU, home and hospital IV therapy, hospice home care, cardiac rehabilitation. MaryPat maintains membership in the Healing Touch Professionals Association, American Holistic Nurses Association, and the International Coaching Federation. MaryPat has also served on the boards of the Central PA chapter of the American Society of Training and Development as the Director of Communications, Pinnacle Hospital's Women's Care, and the Center for Holistic Living. MaryPat is licensed to practice nursing in Florida. Please help me welcome her to the show today.
All right.
Welcome, MaryPat. So tell us all about you. What are you doing? Who are you?
Hi, Jill. Thanks. I'm really glad to be here. We want to know about me.
Yeah.
Well, in a thumbnail, I'm a nurse. I've been in nursing since the early 70s. I always taught diet and exercise to my heart patients back in the early 70s. And right. And let me tell you, everybody in the ICU would say, she's nuts. She's nuts. And, when I really worked like a lot on diet and exercise and really helping people do that. And then I got really excited about energy healing. And so I took therapeutic touch for my babies. I did therapeutic touch every night, their first year of their life. And I also did baby massage, and they loved the work, and then I got hooked up with Healing Touch. I went through their program. I've been certified since 96, and I teach. I'm a teacher for them. And as part of my path, I discovered Brennan. Brennan School is a 4-year full-time program studying the human energy system. So it's a really very in-depth, like, let's go down into the nooks and crannies and see what's, getting us stuck, and let's move the energy so that you can move. So I graduated there in 2000. And then I went along, and I really want to help people because as a nurse and as a case manager, I'm teaching all the time. I'm really helping people and coaching them. So I went and got my coach certification. And then most recently, I have I've become a facilitator with the Feel Good Life method, as developed by Isabel Tierney. And this is like another way of helping people get to those parts of themselves where they're stuck. and where they keep going around and around it. How do we clear this? And it's a way of rewiring the brain. So that's how I got where I am. And would you like to know who I'm helping?
Yes,
Or we're not
I'd
there
love
yet?
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you helping?
So, I like to work with women. And so I like to work with midlife women whose lives are kind of falling apart. It's just that it could be their relationship, it could be the job, it could be like nothing's working in life. And so I help them, I coach them so that they can start navigating, the twists and turns, the losses, all this stuff that happens to us in midlife, so that they can reconnect with their purpose, and they can reinvent themselves into their highest dreams and highest life that they can.
That sounds so noble. But I would expect nothing less because you've been a nurse all these years.
Yeah. Thank you.
So how do you help these people?
So I use energy healing and coaching, to work on that. And I am finding a lot of women are coming to me, and this probably applies to all of us, but who've had trauma in the past. And so when people have undergone trauma, especially as children, that kind of forms the psyche in a particular way. It really implants that the mind has to look for negativity. We build up all these negative beliefs, and like, I can't, I'm not worthy, who do I think I am? And the list goes on forever, in our own version. And we can get trapped in there. And so it's like, how do we, get, follow our emotions down and create the space so that those things can come up and we can actually heal them. And then people can now connect with their purpose and move on. And so sometimes it's coaching, sometimes it's energy work. And you don't necessarily need to be in front of me. We can do Zoom. Energy there's no time or space in that realm.
So do you do packages or do you do a program? How does that look?
So I have a package. I've got a 12 session package that should take place over like 4 months. So that gives us some time, like if there needs to be some weeks off in between. And that's, how we work on it. I start off by teaching people the Feel Good Life method. So they have a tool in their toolbox that they can work with as strong emotions come up and as dealings with people come up that can be difficult.
That is so powerful. I can't tell you how many times I've just been like hit with something and it's like, now what do I do? And it's
exactly
usually based on, childhood trauma that comes back, and it's like, it always presents in a different way. When you look back on it, you're like, oh yeah, that again.
Yeah. Well, I think that happens for us a lot. And I think it's like the layers of the onion, and we, at first we get the beginning piece of that and we think, oh, we got it. And then, we go around the block and there it is again. And then maybe we go around 2 blocks, but there it is again. And each time that we can be present with it, the layers just peel back until we actually, I kind of get to that final, and it leaves, and we're enriched because of it. It's not that it goes away. It's just that now it becomes, like a thread in the tapestry of our life. It's not like a thorn ripping the tapestry of life. It's a thread that makes that beautiful tapestry that's me, that's all of us.
Do you find that like reframing some of the things that we believed about events or people that happen in our lives, once we can reframe them and in a way that benefits us versus the way that we processed it as a child, helps?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. With the child's mind, and I think it's like everything, it's like, it's my fault. I think we come down to, it's like my fault. I was like, I don't know why this happened. It must be my fault. And if as we can reframe it as we grow up and as we realize that maybe our parents, our teachers, whoever was like, they were doing the best they could with what they had in the moment. And they didn't necessarily have the best of teachers.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of this stuff, you know, it's like we never learned, they never learned. And so we've been muddling through, but it's really time to change that. It's really time to change, like, how do I deal with these emotions that are coming up so that I can actually behave like an adult and have loving kindness for the person who's in front of me that may be forgetting that, you know, like what their true purpose is, and you know, and move on and really create the life that we want. But yes, absolutely, we need to reframe, and we also need to forgive.
Yeah, and forgiveness isn't for other people, it's for ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people, they think you can just forgive somebody and let them continue to abuse you. Well, that's not how forgiveness works.
No.
The forgiveness is to let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to about that situation, and let them, if they want to make amends and they're willing to change their behavior, then you might let them back in. But if they're just asking for your forgiveness and they're going to continue to behave that way, then you need to make other decisions about your boundaries.
I totally agree. I totally agree. You know, forgiving isn't having total permanent, what's the word? Permeable boundaries. You know, it's we have our path that we need to walk, and it may be that we can't walk with particular people in our life, or we have to keep them, you know, 200 miles apart. Who knows? That's definitely true. But, you know, like a lot of times, especially as we get up in these ages, you know, if our issue was with our parents might not be here anymore. So we still have to do that forgiveness thing with them, you know, and it's really about us. It's about us letting go. It's like, yes, this happened, and I no longer want to hold on to these incidents. I don't want to, you know, I want this to leave, so that actually on spirit wise, we could have like a relationship, you know, perhaps. But
I think so too. And you touched on, you know, from our perspective, because we're older women, when you think back on the things that have happened in the past and in the relationships that you had probably with your parents, but I look back and I look at my kids. I just had a grandbaby. You just had a grandbaby. Congratulations to you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
When you look at your kids and you think, gosh, they're so young. And
Yeah.
Mine are really young. Mine are like 22. My son that just had his baby. My parents were that age when they had me.
Yeah.
It's like suddenly a lot of things fall into perspective that, you know, they just didn't know. And there wasn't the internet and there weren't coaches. They just had, you know, whatever their parents told them, and hopefully their parents had, you know, some wisdom that they could pass down, but, you know, probably not a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, exactly.
Just kind of different perspectives. So what are your feelings on becoming a coach, getting certified? I'm excited to get started in business.
I know.
Suddenly you're an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Well, you know, like many people, you know, it was like, well, nursing, it didn't matter. I got a job, you know, but, you know, it's like, you know, I got my Healing Touch certification, and I, you know, kind of put my shingle out, and I expected people to come, and no one came. And so I had to like really kind of like work to get, you know, to get out there and, you know, be seen. And over the years, like I always had like a client or a couple of clients, but there weren't like people, you know, beating the trail to my door. And so, you know, I guess in my thinking, you know, that we have is like, oh, I must not be good enough. I got to get another certification. So that would be like the Barbara Brennan School. That would be like coaching. I have 2 coaching certifications. It's like, oh, well, now they'll come, and so what I'm realizing that I don't think that's the issue. The issue is, can I settle enough in myself so that I can be clear in what I have to offer, and then can I reach out to enough people and invite them to work with me? And so that's why I joined Thrive, so that I could begin to learn how to do this. And that's how we met. You know, so I'm like really, really grateful for that. I am learning that there's actually a system that you can put in place. That I just needed to let go of the voices and just do the system. Just show up and spend an hour every day doing some things, and then people start noticing you and saying, hey, can we talk? Can we have a chat? And so I understand that's what you're going to be doing, helping people get out there. So that's great. That is awesome. I'm so happy for you, and I'm happy for your clients.
For them too. And I do this podcast mostly so that I can showcase what coaches are doing out there and how they're being the change, because I really believe that everybody has something unique that they're gifted with to share with the rest of the world. And it's so fascinating to see the different ways that we all come to provide whatever gift we have. It's really
I think you're right. Because like you and I could be doing the very same thing, but our clients might never overlap. The fact of the matter is, there are people just for me that I need to be in their life, and there are people just for you that you need to be in their life to make them shine. And the same with the people that you work with. There are 9 billion people in the world. We don't have nearly enough coaches for that. So we don't have to worry about competition. We can work together and make this place the heaven on earth that it's supposed to be.
And I really think that having all these coaches out there is making it happen, because we're providing solutions that we've often overcome ourselves, and we're just like, here, let's shorten your learning curve. Let's speed this along. Let's have this world that's really fun and exciting and a wonderful place to be, because everybody's so connected, and it just, I think we're all just energetically, we're all related. We all connect with each other, and you change one person's life, you're going to change everybody's life, because that one person has just a ripple effect, and it keeps going out.
That's like a wonderful thought. And, I love it when I hear other people say the same thing. That's perfect. I think you're absolutely right. And as coaches, we can create like a network that people can springboard off of us, and it'll just go by wave by wave by wave, creating a better and better world.
Yeah. And one that's sustainable, because, we're all helping each other instead of competing with each other. And I just like that model so much better.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing you would like for our listeners to take away from this conversation today?
So I guess the one thing is that I want to say is that you are worth it. You are so worth it. It is worth the journey into the depths of your heart and soul to figure out what is holding you back, so that you can clear it and then step out in joy.
That's beautiful. And how can people get a hold of you, MaryPat?
So I have a website, MaryPatFitzGibbons.com. And are you going to put that in the thing?
I am. I'll put the links below.
Oh, right, great. I have email that you can reach me, MaryPat_FitzGibbons at yahoo.com is probably the best. I have a couple others, but that's probably the best. So that would be great.
That in the links too. It has been lovely chatting with you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the U World Order Showcase podcast. We hope you've enjoyed hearing from our incredible life, health, and transformational coaches who are making a profound impact on the world. Remember, change begins with you, and you have the power to transform your life and the lives of others. If you want to take that next step and unlock your true potential, visit thecoachesalchemist.com, where you can find the 3 ways we can help you for free to spin your talent into gold with clarity, a system, and a plan. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an inspiring episode. And if you enjoyed today's show, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback means the world to us and helps us reach more people with our positive message. Stay connected with us on social media for updates, behind-the-scenes content, and upcoming guest announcements. You can find us on Facebook at the U World Order or simply visit thecoachesalchemist.com.